The breakout on Bitcoin is happening today that we spoke about yesterday on our most recent video. If you go to the price of Bitcoin now, we're seeing the breakout out of this bullish pennant. But does this mean that Bitcoin is totally out of the woods? Does this mean that we're now going to increase to $130,000? What is going to happen to Ethereum? Are we now confirming a breakout above this huge bullish pennant on the weekly time frame? And does this mean Ethereum will now pump to the $6,000 to $8,000 territories? That is the point of discussion for today's video, so make sure to watch until the end. And guys, we are destroying the likes recently. You are all fantastic for doing this. Let's see if we can reach 750 likes today. I think it's definitely possible, so make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. And remember guys, Coinflare is giving everybody that signs up to the first link in the description down below free 100 USDT when you sign up to Coinflare. Using that specific link, deposit $50, and that is it. You get free 100 USDT to go ahead and open positions with, and all the profits you make will be for yourself. And there's no KYC, takes 30 seconds to sign up. So if you've done that, and if you have your accounts ready, then we can go over our positions on weeks over on Coinflare, and we can discuss what can happen to the price of Bitcoin. So initially, let's go over the bullish pennant for Bitcoin. The 4-hourly broke to the upside. The CME doesn't really exist today, so if we have a look at the CME gap, it is a brand new week in crypto. Ladies and gents, and there doesn't appear to be another CME gap. It appears to be closed, at least on the 4-hourly time frame. And what we have now still open is the massive CME gap that was created on the 10th of July. The Bitcoin CME chart is also forming a bullish pennant. You can see that the spot price action has already broken out, but the CME is still within it, and technically you can readjust the upper resistance to say that the bullish pennant is still intact when you draw it this way. So I don't personally think that we're completely out of the woods for Bitcoin. Obviously, because this is a bull market, I mentioned in the previous video, it's always a good idea to be longing Bitcoin in bull markets with bullish patterns. It's never a good idea to be shorting Bitcoin. So that is the reason why I'm not shorting Bitcoin, and that's the reason I said it's important to be DCing into long positions in case Bitcoin breaks out heavy from this bullish pennant. And I completely agree with what I said still. From yesterday, I would definitely not be shorting, but I wouldn't be scared of a potential correction to 114 to close that CME gap, and then we continue rallying. So that's basically my opinion for Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy to get into. If we can see a breakout with a confirmation above this line of resistance, then 130K will be absolutely imminent. But let's just be careful here, a bit more cautious, and have some DCA long positions over on weeks, over on Coinflare. You can use the free margin that Coinflare in weeks gives you to open those DCA positions. Therefore, you won't be risking your own money into such Bitcoin longs if Bitcoin does end up seeing that 114K correction. But the main story of today obviously isn't Bitcoin, and I think for a long time the main story won't be Bitcoin anymore, but it will actually be altcoins. Altcoins today are up 12%, 13%, 15%, Dogecoin 8%. On the week, they're up like 20%, 30%, 60%. It's unbelievable. And you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is absolutely dropping like a rock. We're down to right now 60.7%, which is unbelievable. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is getting crushed. It got rejected at the 0.786 Fibonacci, exactly as Benjamin Cohen predicted. And we could be seeing lower Bitcoin dominances very soon. But don't expect a further sharp drop because we are right now in the golden pocket. So it would be very okay for the Bitcoin dominance to consolidate here before it decides to make either a move up or down. But I wouldn't be expecting like a continuation of a sudden drop at this moment in time. I think eventually we will come down even more, but in the short term, I think we will drift around this golden pocket for at least 1, 2, 3 weeks maybe before we see a continuation drastically to the downside. It could be wrong here. Maybe we start dropping like a rock more. But obviously I would love that because we have those long positions. I'm just saying that it would be completely normal for altcoins to chill out a little bit before we see that continuation. The most popular altcoin of all is obviously Ethereum. Ethereum broke out of this massive bullish pennant on the weekly time frame, up over 50% in one singular month. I think the total target for Ethereum is between the $6,000 to $8,000 range. What Benjamin Cohen is predicting is actually the 5.7 to 7.5 territories for Ethereum in this bull market cycle. And he predicted the price action of Ethereum perfectly. Look at this. Like, you look at his prediction of Ethereum coming home down to 1.3 and then rocketing. And if you look at the price action, that's exactly what we did. So Benjamin Cohen has been incredible. It was an absolute pleasure to have Benjamin Cohen on my channel. We spoke about a lot of metrics and different price predictions over on this video, which I will link in the description if you wish to watch it. it, but it was incredible. His video today says that he's expecting a 5.7 to 5.7 to 7.5K Ethereum by the end of this bull market, and I would completely agree with him. I think that's a very, very fair prediction, and I think we will continue heading to the upside, even if we consolidate a little bit here before breaking up. But I would definitely have Ethereum long positions in my back pocket, just in case. We could see a bit of a rejection because we're running into some heavy resistance here. But in the long term, if you have low leverage to keep these positions open for the next 5 to 6 months, I think being long in Ethereum still makes sense. And if you wish to do so, again, Coinflare gives you free 100 USDT. When you sign up, deposit 50 USDT, and by tomorrow, you will have your capital to go ahead and open positions with. When we look into the rest of the altcoin market, Ethereum, Bitcoin, obviously bouncing is predicted beautifully, but all the other altcoins denominated under Ethereum, they're still doing very poorly. Like Dogecoin, it's one of the leaders of this rally in the large cap altcoins. But Ethereum Dogecoin pairs are still relatively low. So the transfer of wealth between the Ethereum capital into the large cap capital still is not really there. And that is exactly why I think buying into these altcoins that we spoke about over the past 2 days still make a lot of sense. You know, we have Litecoin positions, we have Solana positions, we have Dogecoin positions. We are still super, super bullish on these, and I'm still expecting massive, massive price increases. Our Dogecoin positions massively profitable. I won't get into so much detail with these because we did a full show on that last night, but I still think that buying into these large cap altcoins, your favorite ones and the ETF ones, they are going to perform incredibly well. And if you want to do so, you can use the link, the first link in the description for Coinflare, to get free 100 USDT when you sign up, deposit 50 USDT, and by tomorrow, you will have your $100 to go ahead and open positions with. Before we end off today's video, Michael Saylor hinted that he bought Bitcoin yesterday, so incredible news. We'll find out shortly how much Bitcoin they exactly bought, and President Trump reposted the greatest explanation of Bitcoin in all time over on his Truth Social account, which I found rather incredible because he's basically orange pilling all Americans, because this video is actually an incredible video. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is it for me today. We will do a Moon Show later on in the evening, so stay tuned on the Moon Show channel. And guys, I'll see you all very soon. Take care and bye-bye.